After more than 3 decades since Michael Landon's death, the name remains powerful in the entertainment world. His performances left lasting impressions, showcasing his wide range of acting skills. Audiences still remember his warm, genuine presence on screen. His unique look and relatable characters made him stand out. People often wondered about his personal life and whether certain stories about him were true. Now, after years of speculation, his daughter has finally shared the truth behind the rumors. Her honest words shed new light on his life and revealed details fans have waited to hear. With this confirmation, many can understand better who Michael Landon was beyond his television roles. Her account provides clarity and gives a more complete picture of his legacy. This revelation has sparked new conversations among fans and those interested in his life story. As the story unfolds, it becomes clear how much he meant to his family and fans alike. The new details help bring fans closer to understanding the man behind the iconic roles. Beyond his bright smile and famous roles, Michael Landon fought private struggles that many never saw. While he was loved by millions for his acting on television shows like Little House on the Prairie and Bonanza, his personal life was marked by pain and hardship. Several decades after his death, his daughter revealed the tragic events that shaped his entire life. She spoke about how he faced deep emotional wounds and personal battles that he kept hidden from the world. Despite his success, Landon experienced loneliness and sorrow that he rarely expressed publicly. His childhood was difficult, and he faced challenges with his health and family relationships. These struggles made his life appear tragic from the inside, even as he brought happiness and comfort to others. His family knew the true story behind his smile, and with time, he finally shared some of his pain. The story of Michael Landon is one of talent and tragedy, showing how even the most beloved can hide suffering beneath the surface. His life remains a reminder that behind fame, there can be unseen battles and personal pain. As we reflect on his journey, we understand the depth of his struggles and the resilience he showed to keep going. The tragedy in his life does not diminish his achievements, but adds a layer of complexity to his legacy. From his childhood to his final days, Michael Landon's life was shaped by the events he faced, events that only those close to him truly understood. His story is a reminder that everyone has a private struggle, no matter how successful they may appear. We continue to remember him not only for his work, but also for the human story behind the fame. Growing up in the Forest Hills neighborhood of New York, Michael Landon, born Eugene Maurice Orowitz on October 31, 1936, faced many difficulties from a young age. His father, Eli Maurice Orowitz, was a Jewish-American actor, which meant that Michael was exposed to the world of entertainment early on. His mother, Peggy O'Neill, came from Irish-American Roman Catholic roots. These two different backgrounds created a household with diverse cultural and religious influences. Despite his parents' efforts to provide a loving home, Michael's childhood was marked by hardships that affected him deeply. He often struggled with feelings of instability and acceptance because of his mixed cultural background, which was not always easy to understand or accepted in the society of that time. The challenges he faced at home and in society shaped much of his character and his drive to succeed later in life. Growing up amidst these complexities, he learned resilience and became determined to overcome obstacles that came his way. The early difficulties he experienced pushed him to find solace in acting and storytelling, which eventually helped him rise to prominence in Hollywood. Yet, behind his success, the memories of a difficult childhood remained a part of his journey, influencing his work and his outlook on life. Throughout his career, Michael Landon carried with him the lessons learned from those hard times, turning pain into a source of strength as he became a well-loved actor and role model for many. After moving to Collingswood, New Jersey in 1941, 4-year-old Michael Landon began his early childhood in a different environment, which would shape many aspects of his life. Growing up in this small town, he experienced the ordinary joys and challenges of childhood, but his family's roots and beliefs played a significant role in his development. During these years, Landon embraced his Jewish heritage, which was an important part of his identity. He attended and celebrated his bar mitzvah at Temple Beth Shalom, a central place of worship and community for Jewish families in the area. His participation in this religious rite marked a meaningful point in his life, connecting him to his cultural traditions and religious practices. This period in Collingswood helped build a foundation of faith and cultural pride that stayed with him throughout his life. The move from his original home perhaps introduced him to new ways of thinking, learning, and connecting with others, shaping his perspective as he grew older. As he navigated childhood and adolescence in this small New Jersey town, his experiences with his family, community, and religious practices became an important part of his identity. These early years laid the groundwork for his later life and career, blending his personal heritage with the lessons he learned during his formative years. Despite the fame that would follow him, his roots in Collingswood and his connection to his Jewish heritage remained a vital part of who he was. While growing up, Michael Landon faced many challenges because of his mixed heritage. His peers often teased and bullied him because they noticed he was different from others. Some of these taunts were anti-Semitic and targeted him for his background, causing him pain and discomfort. Because of these harsh experiences, Landon found it difficult to fit in at school. Despite being a straight-A student and excelling academically, he still endured constant teasing, which made him feel isolated from others. As a result, he became known as a loner, someone who kept to himself rather than trying to join groups or make friends easily. During his free time, Landon often spent hours reading comic books, which gave him a temporary escape from the loneliness he felt. He also enjoyed taking long walks, finding peace and quiet away from the teasing and social pressures. These routines helped him cope with the bullying and the feeling of being different. The experience of being an outsider shaped Landon's personality, and later in life, influenced his caring attitude towards others and his understanding of struggle. Even though he faced many difficulties as a young boy, his perseverance and resilience helped him pursue his dreams and become the actor many people remember today. His early life hardships remind us how challenging it can be to face bullying and isolation, but also show how these experiences can help build inner strength and understanding. Growing up, Michael Landon faced many challenges that shaped his life and his character. As though his life wasn't already difficult enough, he suffered emotionally from his mother, who struggled greatly with her mental health. His mother battled depression and was suicidal for most of the time. This created a heavy burden on young Landon, who at a very early age had to take on responsibilities far beyond his years. Instead of simply being a child, he had to watch over his mother constantly, trying to keep her safe and prevent her from making any suicidal attempts. This situation was very hard for him because he was forced to grow up quickly, experiencing fear and worry that no child should have to endure. Despite these tough times, Landon showed a remarkable strength of character. He cared deeply for his mother and felt responsible for her well-being, often putting her needs before his own. This difficult childhood left a mark on him, and it helped him understand pain, struggle, and compassion better than most. He learned to be resilient through adversity, which later reflected in his acting and his dedication to helping others. The challenges of his mother's mental health issues stayed with him throughout his life, but they also inspired him to be a caring and empathetic person, traits that made him beloved by fans and colleagues alike. His experiences with his mother's struggles gave him an inner strength that helped him face his own life's difficulties with courage and kindness. Even with all this hardship, Michael Landon's story is one of resilience and hope, showing that even in the darkest times, a person can find a way to endure and shine. First, despite being a young boy, Michael Landon experienced responsibilities that set him apart from most children his age. While other kids enjoyed carefree childhoods filled with play and simple fun, Landon's early years were marked by moments of bravery and concern. During a family beach vacation, he saved his sister from drowning, showing a sense of courage and readiness to act even in dangerous situations. However, this act also highlighted the heavy emotional burden he carried because of his mother's poor health. The stress caused by her illness weighed heavily on him, affecting his physical well-being. As he grew older, this stress did not lessen but continued to impact him deeply, leading to him wetting the bed even into his teenage years. This added challenge showed how much the pressures of his family's struggles affected him beyond just emotional pain. Despite these hardships, Landon learned to endure the difficulties early on. The responsibility he took on as a young boy, including risking himself to save his sister and coping with his mother's condition, shaped his resilience and strength. These experiences gave him a sense of maturity beyond his years, preparing him for a life where he would later shine in the entertainment industry. His early responsibilities reveal a young person who faced tough situations early in life, but managed to continue forward with courage and determination. Once, Michael Landon experienced a moment of deep public humiliation that left a lasting mark on his life. His mother believed that embarrassing him was the answer to his problems, thinking that shame might somehow help him. Without realizing the effect it would have, she did something very traumatizing to Landon that forever affected his fragile heart. She took the soiled sheets, which had something to do with his private life, and hung them outside the window where everyone could see. This included his classmates, neighbors, and everyone passing by. It was a moment of intense embarrassment and shame for a young boy who was already struggling with his feelings and self-esteem. The scene, which should have been private, was made into a spectacle for the world, causing Landon enormous pain and shame. He later remembered this experience as perhaps the most humiliating moment of his life. The emotional scars from that event stayed with him long after he grew up. In fact, he incorporated this painful memory into his autobiographical TV movie called The Loneliest Runner. Through this film, he shared his story of loneliness and suffering, revealing how that traumatic moment shaped his sense of vulnerability and feelings of being misunderstood. The event showed how acts of shame and public humiliation can leave permanent scars on a person's heart, especially a young, sensitive child trying to find his place in the world. Landon's story reminds us that what might seem small or harmless to some can be a source of deep trauma for others. It also highlights how personal pain can be transformed into art, helping others understand the importance of kindness and understanding. Landon grew up in a household filled with tension and unrest. From a young age, he experienced an exhausting atmosphere at home because his mother transferred her aggression onto him. This constant hostility created a stressful environment that weighed heavily on him. In addition to this, she taunted his father and his older sister Evelyn, adding emotional pain to the already difficult surroundings. Landon's father struggled to control his wife, and as she grew more distant and hostile toward her family, the situation only worsened. Her behavior became more toxic and draining, making the house an uncomfortable place to be. Everyone in the family grew tired of her constant negativity and the exhausting atmosphere she created. The tension at home had a lasting effect on Landon and the entire family, shaping his childhood experiences and perhaps influencing his future outlook on life and relationships. The environment was such that it left lasting scars, emphasizing the difficulty of growing up in a household where love was overshadowed by tension and toxicity. First, it is clear that Michael Landon experienced difficult times in his life, and he used a unique way to cope with these hardships. Instead of facing everything directly, Landon found peace in solitude, which became a vital coping mechanism for him. He created his own world of peace, where he could escape from the pain and struggles he faced. This ability to withdraw from reality allowed him to find comfort away from the harshness of his daily life. In his imagination, he built a world that was free from the difficulties and suffering that haunted him in real life. Within this imaginary world, Landon became someone special, someone who was noticed and appreciated. This imaginative escape gave him a sense of control and peace that he could not always find in the real world. By creating this internal sanctuary, he managed to deal with his painful circumstances and find some relief from emotional pain. His tendency to seek solitude and immerse himself in his own created universe shows how he used his imagination and inner world as a way to cope with challenges. This method of withdrawing from reality helped him maintain his strength and continue working through his struggles. For Landon, these moments of solitude and imagination offered a safe space where he could feel appreciated and understood, even when the outside world was difficult or unkind. In this way, his world of peace became a vital part of his life, helping him manage the pain and keep going despite life's hardships. His ability to find solace in his imagination highlights how powerful a coping mechanism solitude and internal worlds can be for those facing painful circumstances. Certainly, during a 1987 interview with Red Book magazine, Michael Landon opened up about his difficult childhood and his experiences growing up with his mother. He described his mother as mentally unstable and expressed that her behavior towards him was very harsh and unsettling. Landon said that she was a stabber, a kicker, and a wacko, revealing the extent of her violent and unpredictable nature. He recalled that she would often sit alone on the sofa wearing her nightgown when she was upset. According to Landon, she would hold a Bible in her hands and pray, asking God to kill him. This portrayal shows how troubled his relationship with her was and how painful his early years were. Landon's honesty about these traumatic moments gives insight into the struggles he faced before he found success in his acting career. His recounting reflects the deep emotional scars left by his upbringing, which he had to work through as he grew older. Despite these struggles, Landon went on to become a well-loved actor and producer, known for his kindness and talent. His story reminds us that even people who appear successful often have difficult pasts. His honesty about his childhood helps others understand the importance of overcoming personal hardship and finding strength. These memories from his youth fueled his resilience, and perhaps even shaped his career in the entertainment industry. Landon's experience is a testament to how challenging childhood circumstances can affect someone for many years, yet also how it is possible to heal and move forward. His willingness to share these personal details shows he wanted others to see that even famous people carry deep personal struggles. It also highlights the importance of compassion for those who have endured trauma in their past. Many continue to carry the weight of difficult memories, but they can still find ways to lead meaningful lives. Landon's story remains a powerful example of resilience despite adversity. After reading Cheryl Landon's book, it becomes clear that Michael Landon had a complex and often difficult childhood. According to the book, Landon spent most of his summer days in a cave, staying there from morning until evening. This was his way of avoiding his mother's claws and the problems he faced at home. His time in the cave was a form of escape, giving him a break from the tensions and conflicts within his family. During high school, Landon was not popular among his classmates, and this lack of acceptance weighed heavily on him. Instead of trying to improve his standing, he made a conscious decision to fail, possibly as a way to cope with the emotional pain. Cheryl Landon's book describes how Landon's behavior changed from being a good student to turning into a clown, a person who would entertain others but also hide his inner struggles. His repressed anger started to surface, leading him to become a hellraiser, someone who pushed boundaries and caused trouble. As a result, his grades dropped quickly, yet he managed to shift his focus and energy away from academics toward sports. Sports became a new outlet for him, helping him find a sense of achievement and a way to channel his emotions constructively. Through these experiences, Landon's childhood was marked by internal conflict and moments of escape, shaping the person he later became as an actor and a beloved figure. His journey from childhood difficulties to finding new paths shows a side of him that many may not know, revealing the struggles behind his on-screen success. Despite graduating from high school near the bottom of his class, Michael Landon showed that determination and talent could lead to success in other areas. While academics were not his strong suit, he excelled in athletics, especially in the javelin throw. His skill with the javelin became well known because of his impressive performance in 1954, when he threw the javelin 193 feet 4 inches, which is about 58.93 meters. This was an outstanding record at the time, and caught the attention of many people. His achievement was so remarkable that it earned him an athlete scholarship to the University of Southern California. This scholarship gave him the opportunity to continue working and competing in sports at a higher level while also pursuing his dreams. Michael Landon's story shows that even if someone doesn't do great in school, they can still succeed if they have talent and work hard in other areas. His record-breaking javelin throw not only made him famous in sports circles, but also opened doors for his future education and career. This achievement remains a proud moment in his early life, and a testament to his determination and natural ability. After moving to California, Michael Landon's dreams of becoming an athlete were quickly disrupted by injury. In his freshman year, he faced unexpected setbacks when his hopes for success in track and field were crushed. Although he had performed well in high school, his skills in javelin throw did not translate well to college. He struggled to match his previous records, and this frustration grew. With his scholarship at risk, Landon pushed himself harder, determined to prove himself. Unfortunately, his efforts led to a serious injury when he tried to throw with the same strength as before. He ended up tearing a ligament in his arm, which was a painful injury and a major setback. This injury marked the end of his athletic dreams and forced him to leave behind sports that he loved. As a result, Landon's focus shifted from athletics to other interests, but the injury remained a reminder of a time when his ambitions were cut short. Despite this setback, he went on to find success in other areas of life. After the tragic incident, Landon decided to continue his studies, but at the end of his freshman year, he left college for good. Once again, he retreated to his dream world of solace to make ends meet. To survive during this difficult time, Landon took on odd jobs, including selling blankets, working as a stock boy, and unloading freight cars at a warehouse. He hoped that working at the warehouse would help heal his arm, which had been injured in the past, but unfortunately, that did not happen. Despite his injuries, Landon kept pushing himself and continued to search for ways to move forward in life. His time working in the warehouse was tough, but it taught him the value of hard work and perseverance. Although he longed to heal and get back to his dreams of acting and performing, he knew he had to earn his living. The hard jobs he took helped him understand the importance of resilience and kept him grounded. Even as he faced setbacks, Landon stayed determined to find a better future. Each day at the warehouse was a step toward building his strength and character. His love for acting and storytelling remained inside him, but for now, he had to focus on making a living and surviving. He kept dreaming of the day he could return to his passion and make his dreams come true. Through all these struggles, he learned important lessons about life, hope, and never giving up. Firstly, Michael Landon had a variety of jobs before he found success in acting. He took on a babysitting job to earn extra money, and then worked at a soup factory where he gained experience working in a factory environment. Later, he found work at a ribbon factory, which was another step in his early work life. While working at the ribbon factory, Landon met someone who needed a partner for an audition scene for Warner Brothers. Although he had never seriously considered acting before, Landon decided to take a chance and join the audition. This one single act of stepping into an audition without prior experience turned out to be a turning point in his life. That moment opened the door for him to pursue acting more seriously. It was a small opportunity that changed everything and set him on a path toward fame. His willingness to try something new, even without prior plans for an acting career, showed courage and an open mind. From that chance audition, Landon's career began to grow, leading him to become a well-known actor and a beloved figure on television. His early jobs, including babysitting, working in a soup factory, and working at a ribbon factory, were all stepping stones that ultimately helped him reach stardom. Each of these jobs played a role in shaping his life and encouraging him to take chances when opportunities came along. His story proves that sometimes taking a chance on something unfamiliar can lead to a life-changing moment. After working at the ribbon factory, Michael Landon discovered the fascinating world of acting. His time at the factory made him see how actors breathe life into stories and connect with audiences. This experience sparked a new interest in him, and he began to develop a passion for the entertainment industry. Landon felt inspired and wanted to learn more about acting and performing. However, even with his growing excitement for this new path, he needed a way to support himself because acting jobs were hard to find at first. Since Landon was very intelligent and thought strategically, he looked for a job that would help him earn money while still being near Hollywood and Warner Brothers studio, where many movie and TV productions happen. He found a job working at a gas station close to the studio. This gas station job allowed him to stay close to the film world, meet people connected to acting, and keep dreaming about becoming an actor someday. Working there gave Landon the chance to observe the world of entertainment from the sidelines while taking small steps toward his goal. His ability to think smartly and plan ahead helped him stay focused on his passion. As he continued to learn about acting and develop his skills, his fascination with the entertainment industry grew stronger, and he was determined to succeed. Through all this, Landon's interest in acting stayed alive, fueling his hope of one day becoming a well-known actor who could inspire others just as he was inspired. After working at a gas station, Michael Landon made a conscious decision to stay close to Warner Brothers Studios because he believed that being nearby would improve his chances of success in the entertainment industry. He thought that if he was close to a major studio, he might catch the attention of someone who could help him get a break. Living and working near the studio gave him the opportunity to be seen by influential people in Hollywood. Luck truly smiled upon him when a studio executive noticed Landon while he was working at the gas station. The executive was struck by Landon's appearance and immediately saw potential in him. Recognizing his natural charm and good looks, the executive encouraged Landon to pursue formal acting training, believing that with proper education and experience, Landon could go far in show business. This moment became a turning point in Landon's life, shifting his path from ordinary work at a gas station to the beginning of a possible acting career. From that day, he started to focus more seriously on developing his craft, knowing that opportunities could come from simply being in the right place at the right time. His decision to work at the gas station, although seemingly simple, played an important role in opening doors for him, demonstrating how sometimes luck and timing are crucial in making dreams come true. Landon's story shows that perseverance, combined with a bit of luck and the right attitude, can lead to unexpected but life-changing opportunities in the world of entertainment. Inspired by the encouragement he received, Michael Landon decided to take a step toward his dream of becoming an actor by heading to Hollywood. Although he faced many difficulties, he was determined to succeed. He had to work hard to balance his studies while trying to make enough money to live in the busy city. Landon never gave up despite the obstacles. He took on various odd jobs to support himself, showing his strong will and perseverance. Sometimes he worked as a laborer, and other times he found small roles that helped him get closer to his goal. At one point, he became a lifeguard, a job that required him to be alert and responsible. During his time as a lifeguard, he demonstrated courage by saving a child from drowning, showing his kindness and bravery. Each step along his journey helped him gain experience and confidence. Landon's passion for acting kept him moving forward, despite the challenges he faced. With each job and each new experience, he built a foundation that would later help him become a well-known actor. His story is one of persistence and hope, showing that hard work and determination can lead to success. Landon's early days in Hollywood were tough, but his spirit remained unbroken, and he continued to chase his dream with a strong heart and a brave mind. There are many stories about Michael Landon that reveal his journey of self-discovery and reinvention. Born Eugene Maurice Orwitz, he faced the challenge of finding his true identity in a world that often judged him harshly. As he worked toward his dreams in Hollywood, he decided to adopt a new name, Michael Landon, which he felt suited his new passion and ambitions. This change was not just about a new name, it was part of his effort to start fresh and build a new identity that matched his aspirations. Landon believed that a new name could help him succeed and be accepted in the tough entertainment industry. However, his path was not easy. He experienced many setbacks and faced rejection from many auditions and casting calls. Despite these obstacles, he kept working hard, holding on to his hope of making it big in Hollywood. His resilience and willingness to reinvent himself played a key role in his eventual success. Although the road was filled with difficulties, Michael Landon's story is an inspiring example of how a person can change their life by embracing a new identity and pushing through rejection. His journey shows that even in the face of setbacks, perseverance and self-belief can help turn dreams into reality. Today, he is remembered as a talented actor who overcame many hurdles to find his place in the world. His story encourages others to never give up on their dreams, no matter how tough the journey may seem. Despite facing many setbacks and heartbreaking rejections, Michael Landon never gave up on his dreams. Instead, he kept trying with unwavering determination, going to countless auditions for every possible role. Even when he was offered only B pictures, he accepted them without hesitation, knowing that every step brought him closer to his goal. His relentless pursuit of success showed how much he wanted to succeed in Hollywood. At one point, he even thought about trying a music career, showing that he was willing to explore different paths to achieve his dreams. Landon was always ready to take on any challenge, ready to stretch his talents and show his versatility. His dedication and persistence made him stand out, and his willingness to keep pushing forward played a big role in helping him build a career in acting. He believed that success required hard work and patience, and he proved that by never giving up. Even when things seemed difficult, his journey was a clear example of how persistence and a strong desire can turn setbacks into stepping stones. Through his relentless auditions and willingness to try different things, Michael Landon worked his way to becoming a well-known actor. His story inspires many who face rejection, showing that with enough determination, anyone can overcome obstacles and reach their goals. Then, in 1957, Michael Landon's life changed dramatically when he finally got his first big opportunity in Hollywood. He was cast in a leading role in the movie I Was a Teenage Werewolf. This film became a huge hit and captured the attention of many viewers. As a result, Landon gained recognition and started to build his reputation as a talented actor. The success of the movie opened many doors for him, allowing him to land more acting parts and to become better known in the film industry. This role marked the beginning of Landon's rise to fame, setting the stage for a successful career that would include television and other film projects. The movie's success played a key role in shaping his future in Hollywood, and from that point, Landon started to become a well-known figure in entertainment. His breakthrough in 1957 was a turning point that helped him move from small roles to more prominent parts, leading to a career that would eventually make him a household name. His performance in I Was a Teenage Werewolf remains remembered as the role that launched his journey to stardom. Initially, Michael Landon's career experienced a significant change in 1959 when he joined the cast of the television show Bonanza. This role helped to establish him as a well-known actor in the entertainment industry. Playing the character of Little Joe, Landon became a beloved figure on television and gained widespread recognition. His performance in Bonanza was a turning point that opened many doors for him in his acting career. Through his work on the show, he showed his talent and charm, capturing the attention of both audiences and critics. As he continued to work in television, Landon's popularity grew rapidly. He became one of the most admired actors on TV and earned a reputation as a talented star. Over time, his success in shows like Bonanza helped him to become one of the highest-paid actors in television history. His journey from that early role to becoming a household name reflects his dedication and natural acting ability. Landon's impact on television is still remembered today, as he remains a significant figure in TV history. His work in Bonanza was just the beginning of a successful career that influenced many other actors and entertainers. After working closely together on the beloved Western series, Michael Landon and Dan Blocker shared a strong bond both on and off the set. Landon, known for his warm personality and dedication to his craft, often spoke highly of Blocker and the special chemistry they had on screen. They played brothers on the series, creating a dynamic that resonated with viewers and helped define the show's success. Unfortunately, tragedy struck during the filming of the 13th season when Dan Blocker had to undergo gallbladder removal surgery at Daniel Freeman Hospital. The operation was supposed to be routine, but during the surgery, a blood clot formed and traveled through his lungs. This caused Dan's heart to stop before the surgeons could act quickly enough to save him. His sudden passing left everyone in shock and mourning. The cast and crew, who had come to see Dan as a friend and a vital part of their work family, felt a deep loss. His absence created a big void on the set and in the hearts of fans who loved watching his performances. The tragedy also meant that filming was immediately halted until the production could deal with the grief and consider future plans. His death at age 43 was a heartbreak for everyone involved, and it marked the end of an era for the series and for those who knew him personally. Landon, along with others, mourned the loss of his dear friend, and the memory of Dan Blocker continued to live on through his memorable work and the impact he made during his life. After receiving the devastating news about the loss of his close colleague, Landon struggled to find a way to cope with the overwhelming grief. Despite his own pain, he made an effort to bring humor into the lives of his grieving colleagues, aiming to lighten the mood during the darkest moments. He believed that a little laughter could help ease the heaviness they all felt, and perhaps provide some comfort amid their sorrow. However, the loss had a deep and lasting impact on Landon himself. He mourned inwardly, carrying the heavy weight of grief silently within his heart, which made his own sorrow more profound and difficult to hide. The death of Dan, a person who was clearly important to Landon and many others on set, caused ripples that affected everyone involved. The emotional turmoil was so strong that it influenced the production of the show, especially during the filming of the remaining episode of Bonanza. The sorrow and emotional strain were too intense to continue, and as a result, the show could not go on beyond that point. The series ended after just one more episode, marking a sudden and somber pause in its long history. Landon's efforts to cope with grief and his attempt to bring some levity highlight his compassionate nature, but the deep loss left an indelible mark on him and the entire production. It was a reminder of how grief can touch everyone, making even the strongest individuals feel the weight of sorrow and loss. After many years of working together and building a strong friendship, Michael Landon faced a devastating loss when Victor French died. The tragedy struck about 10 years after Landon's success with the show Highway to Heaven, where French was a beloved co-star. French was only 54 years old when he unexpectedly passed away from lung cancer. The diagnosis came just 3 months before his death, catching everyone by surprise. Landon and French had first met during the filming of the first season of Bonanza, and their friendship grew deeper over the years. They shared many moments both on and off the set, becoming more than just co-workers. They became close friends who supported each other through the ups and downs of Hollywood life. French was admired for his talent and warm personality, and Landon valued his friendship greatly. The news of French's passing shocked Landon and everyone who knew him. For Landon, the loss of French was like losing a brother. It was especially hard because French had fought a quick and fierce battle with lung cancer, which left little time for preparation or farewell. The tragedy left a deep mark on Landon's heart, reminding him of the fragile nature of life and the importance of cherishing moments with those we care about. Even years later, Landon remembered French fondly, honoring their friendship and the impact French had on his life. Their bond endured through memories, but Landon knew that losing French was a profound loss that he would carry with him forever. Despite the clear reason for his death, Michael Landon connected his father's sudden passing to his own struggles with alcohol addiction. His close friend and co-star Lauren Grassel later revealed this part of Landon's life in her memoir about addiction. In 1959, a significant event happened that deeply affected Landon and influenced how he saw the world around him. During a time when his career was thriving and he was gaining fame, tragedy struck unexpectedly. His father died suddenly from a severe heart attack, which interrupted his routine and left a lasting impact on Landon. His father was known for enjoying simple pleasures, often having lunch at a restaurant next to the theater where Landon worked or performed. The heart attack happened suddenly while his father was eating soup, ending an ordinary day in a tragic way. This loss was profound for Landon, shaping his views on life and the vulnerabilities of health and happiness. It also added a layer of personal pain to his story, as he struggled with the memory of that unexpected and devastating day. The experience became a poignant part of his life, influencing how he coped with his own struggles and his understanding of life's fragile nature. Landon's connection between his father's death and his own battle with alcohol reveals how personal tragedy can shape a person's choices and perspectives. The memory of that tragic day remained with him, serving as a reminder of life's unpredictability and the importance of facing challenges with strength. His life was marked by both success and personal loss, which intertwined to create his complex character, deeply affected by the sudden loss of his father and his own battles with addiction. After receiving the devastating news of his father's unexpected passing, Michael Landon was filled with a deep sense of grief that seemed almost unbearable. The sudden loss left him overwhelmed, forcing him to confront the harsh reality of mortality at a time when he was unprepared for such a profound emotional blow. He found himself struggling with fears that echoed through his mind, worries that he too might face an untimely death similar to his father's. These fears created a shadow over his life, making him question his own health and existence. In his daughter's book, I Promised My Dad, she recalls that Landon used humor as a way to cope with this immense pain. Rather than openly expressing his torment, he transformed his inner struggles into comedy, often mimicking the symptoms of a heart attack in a comic routine. By doing this, he sought to hide his true feelings behind a mask of laughter, though beneath this facade lay a heart that was utterly broken. His sense of responsibility for his family and the fear of losing them also shaped his way of dealing with grief. Despite his efforts to mask his pain, it was clear to those close to him that he was profoundly affected by his father's death, carrying the burden of loss and the desire to honor his father's memory in his own life. Throughout this difficult time, he grappled with powerful emotions, trying to find a way to heal while managing the weight of his sorrow and responsibility. His use of humor served as both a shield and a form of expression, allowing him to face his pain in a way that felt manageable, even as his heart remained heavy with grief. Because of his strong sense of responsibility to his family, Michael Landon made it a point of duty to honor his father with a proper farewell, ensuring that his father was remembered respectfully and that his family received the recognition they deserved. He believed that fulfilling this obligation was important and took it upon himself to make sure his father's memory was honored properly. Additionally, Landon was deeply committed to taking care of his mother and sister, personally covering their expenses until the day he passed away. He included them in his will, reflecting how much he cared for their well-being and wanted to make sure they were provided for after his death. Despite the tragic events that marked parts of his life, Landon focused on his sense of duty and responsibility, trying his best to support his family through difficult times. At the same time, his demanding career created hardships, especially when returning to the set of the movie Tom. He found this experience challenging and described it as one of the most disastrous jobs he ever had. The project was plagued with mishaps that caused him not only stress, but almost left him with a permanent scar, showing how deeply these difficulties affected him. Throughout all these challenges, Landon's unwavering sense of duty to his family and his perseverance in his career defined him, showing his dedication amidst personal and professional hardships. Although Michael Landon was known for playing caring family men on television, especially in his famous series Little House on the Prairie and Bonanza, his real life told a different story. He created a public image of a loving husband and devoted father, but in truth, his personal relationships were often complicated and challenging. His first marriage to Dottie was an important part of his life and helped him learn about himself and understand marriage better. During this time, Landon faced many difficulties as he tried to balance his career and personal commitments. According to People magazine, their marriage ended mainly because of youthful naivety, suggesting that Landon was still learning how to handle the responsibilities and complexities of marriage. Despite this ending, the experience was a crucial part of his growth. Later, his second marriage brought with it more rumors, particularly about his involvement with a younger woman, which added drama and speculation to his personal life. These stories contrasted sharply with his on-screen persona as a steadfast family man, showing that behind the scenes, his life was filled with struggles, mistakes, and rumors. His journey through different relationships highlights how public images often hide the real, sometimes difficult, human stories behind the characters we admire. After marrying Dodie, Michael Landon experienced a marriage that lasted only 8 years. Before they married, Dodie already had a son, and together they decided to expand their family by adopting an infant in 1960. This act of adoption showed their desire to create a family together and offered hope for happiness. However, their relationship began to suffer when Landon secretly started seeing another woman, actress Marjorie Leno, whom he had met on the set of the television show Bonanza. His secret meetings caused tension, and Dodie sensed that something was wrong. She believed that adopting another son might help heal their marriage and bring them closer, but unfortunately, their problems were deeper than they seemed. As the distance between them grew, their marriage eventually could not be saved, and they divorced in December 1962. Despite the unhappy ending, Landon's first marriage played an important role in shaping his later relationships. It gave him experience and understanding about what it takes to be a good husband and father. The lessons he learned from that marriage helped him in his future relationships and in becoming a better parent. His journey through divorce and adoption reflected both the struggles and hopes of building a family and showed how personal experiences can influence a person's life beyond the setbacks they face. Later in his life, Michael Landon faced significant challenges in his second marriage, which lasted from 1963 to 1983. During this time, their relationship attracted a lot of public attention and caused much speculation. Rumors circulated that Landon was involved with a younger woman, and these stories became so intense that they made the front page of a supermarket tabloid. Despite the media frenzy, Landon publicly denied these rumors, asserting that his marriage ended due to irreconcilable differences. He explained that the issues leading to the breakup were more about emotional and psychological struggles, rather than any romantic involvement outside the marriage. Landon emphasized that his attraction to a younger partner was not a cause of their separation. Instead, he pointed to deeper personal problems and incompatibilities that developed between him and his wife over the years. The challenges they faced reflected the complex nature of their relationship and the difficulties that can arise even in marriages that are once public and seemingly happy. Throughout this period, Landon's honesty about his struggles and the reasons behind his divorce drew attention and reminded people that behind the celebrity image, personal issues can be very complicated. His story about this part of his life shows how stress and internal conflicts can impact even well-known individuals, and how rumors can sometimes overshadow the real reasons behind personal decisions. This chapter of his life was marked by a mix of personal pain and public intrigue, illustrating the complexities of maintaining a marriage amid fame and personal change. After experiencing difficulties in his previous marriage, Michael Landon found comfort and stability in his relationship with Cindy Clerico. She was a makeup artist, and their connection was immediate, quickly growing into a strong partnership. They shared a mutual understanding and had similar hopes and dreams, which helped them build a solid bond. Throughout his later years, Landon and Cindy supported each other's careers and personal lives, finding happiness together. Their marriage was a source of joy and fulfillment for Landon, providing him with companionship and stability he valued deeply. They remained married until his death in 1991, maintaining their devotion and love through all the years. Their relationship showed how meaningful companionship can be, especially after facing challenges in life. Landon cherished the time they spent together, and their marriage stood as a testament to the importance of connection and support. Despite facing many challenges in his personal life, Michael Landon remained a devoted father to his children. He experienced ups and downs in his marriages, which were sometimes difficult, but his love for his children never waned. Landon was a father to 9 kids from 3 different marriages, showing his deep commitment to his family. His first son, Mark, was born in 1948 to his first wife, Dodie. After marrying Dodie in 1956, Landon adopted Mark, embracing him as his own. They also decided to adopt an infant son named Josh together, expanding their family even more. Throughout his life, Landon's role as a father was very important to him. He showed that despite life's hardships, being there for his children and loving them was a priority. His dedication to his kids was a big part of who he was, and he worked hard to give them love and stability, even amid his personal struggles. Landon's life as a father reflects his strong sense of family and his ability to care for his children through the good times and the bad, demonstrating that family can be a source of strength no matter what challenges come your way. After establishing his successful acting career, Michael Landon also focused on his family and children from his first marriage. He shared 5 children with his wife Leno, demonstrating his dedication as a father alongside his career. One of his sons, Mark, followed in his father's footsteps and became an actor. Mark Landon worked in the entertainment industry before his death in 2009, continuing the family legacy of acting. However, not much is known about Josh Landon, another of Landon's children. He preferred to stay out of the public eye and avoided the limelight, choosing a quieter life away from the media spotlight. In addition to his children with Leno, Michael Landon adopted Lena's daughter Cheryl. He loved her very much and was deeply involved in her life. Cheryl later shared her experiences growing up in Landon's family through a book titled, "I Promised My Dad," published in 1992. In her book, Cheryl described the love and care Landon gave her and provided insight into what it was like to be part of his family. Overall, Landon's children from his first marriage reflect his character. Some followed his footsteps into acting, while others chose a more private life. Despite differences in their paths, all of his children carried the love and influence of Michael Landon throughout their lives. After Michael Landon's marriage to Leno, they welcomed several children together, beginning with their daughter Leslie. Leslie Landon, their first child from this marriage, shared her father's talent and appeared in several episodes of the television series Little House on the Prairie, which was a beloved show that starred her father. The couple's second child was named Michael Landon Jr. in honor of Michael Landon himself. Michael Landon Jr. chose to follow in his father's footsteps and entered the film industry. He worked as a writer, director, and producer, creating projects such as The Last Sin Eater and The Velveteen Rabbit. These works showed his dedication to storytelling and carried on his father's legacy. Besides Leslie and Michael Jr., Michael Landon and Leno had 2 more children, a daughter named Shauna and a son named Christopher. With these additions, their family grew to include 4 children. The Landon family's life was filled with love, talented children, and a commitment to keeping Michael Landon's memory alive through his children's careers and their shared family bond. After his career in acting and directing, Michael Landon's children also built their paths in the entertainment world. His daughter Shauna decided to pursue acting, following in her father's footsteps. She managed to land a role in the TV movie Little House Years, which connected her to her father's iconic series. Additionally, she appeared in an episode of the original series Little House on the Prairie, showcasing her talent in the same universe that made her father famous. Her participation in these projects reflects her interest in acting and her desire to honor her father's legacy. Meanwhile, Michael Landon's son Christopher took a different route, but also gained recognition in Hollywood. He made a name for himself by becoming a writer, director, and producer, working mainly on horror movies. Among his notable works are films like Happy Death Day to You and We Have a Ghost. These movies display his skill in creating thrilling and supernatural stories that attract audiences. Both Shauna and Christopher have maintained their connections to the entertainment industry, each pursuing their passion in their unique way. Their careers show how Landon's family members use their talents to carve out their own places in the film and television world, inspired in part by their father's success. After many years in the entertainment industry, Michael Landon found great happiness in his family, especially with his youngest children. His last marriage gave him 2 children, Jennifer and Sean Landon. Jennifer became well known for her successful acting career, appearing in popular television shows like Yellowstone and soap operas such as The World Turns. Her talent earned her 3 Emmy Awards, which she proudly mentions in her work. Cheryl Landon, who was only 6 years old when Landon adopted her, describes the love her father showed her from the very first moment she entered his life. She recalls that the entire Landon family treated her as a precious member, and that her father always made her feel special, almost like a princess. Their relationship was filled with deep mutual admiration and respect, and Cheryl says that her bond with Michael Landon grew stronger each day. She admired his kindness and devotion, and she remembers how he always put his family first, especially his children. Despite his busy schedule working on TV and movies, Landon made sure to spend quality time with Jennifer and Sean, showering them with love and care. His children often spoke about how he inspired them, not just as a talented actor, but as a caring and loving father who cherished every moment they spent together. The bond between Landon and his youngest children remained strong, and his influence continued to be a source of inspiration for them throughout their lives. Immediately after her birth, Michael Landon formed a deep bond with Cheryl that would last his entire life. According to Cheryl, Landon was a constant source of strength and inspiration, always encouraging her to follow her dreams and supporting her through every challenge. He believed in her goals and stood by her side until the very last moment of his life. Their relationship was filled with love, care, and mutual respect, shaping both of their lives in a significant way. Yet, their happiness was shattered when tragedy struck at a young age. When Cheryl was only 19 years old, she was involved in a terrible car accident in Tucson, Arizona. The crash was so severe that it almost took her life, claiming the lives of 3 other people involved in the accident. The injuries she sustained were so critical that she remained in a coma for 4 days with little hope for recovery. Doctors nearly gave up hope, but against all odds, Cheryl survived the wreckage, though her condition was terrible. Michael Landon, being deeply connected to her, was heartbroken and struggled with the pain of nearly losing her. Her recovery was slow and difficult, but her survival was nothing short of a miracle, and Landon's support never wavered. This traumatic event left a lasting impression on both of them, forging a bond that endured through the most difficult times. Despite the tragedy, Cheryl was able to persevere with Landon's support, reminding everyone of the strength of hope and familial love. Their bond showed how love and resilience can help overcome even the darkest moments. Despite the news that Michael Landon's daughter was gone, he refused to give up hope. Instead, in his most devastated moment, he flew to an Arizona hospital where she was being treated. His resilience and steady presence became a beacon of hope, even though the medical professionals had declared her condition hopeless. Landon's unwavering support and encouragement showed that he believed in her strength to fight for her life. As he sat by her side, holding her hand tightly, he made a quiet promise to himself and to God that he would find a purpose in his life. He expressed that he wanted to do something meaningful, something to make the world a little better, because he had been through so much pain and suffering. His remarkable miracle of survival and his determination to find meaning in his life became a testament to his character. Michael Landon's experience at that moment showed his deep love for his family and his resilience in the face of despair. Even when hope seemed gone, his steadfastness and faith kept him going, giving him the strength to continue and to find new purpose. His story of survival, hope, and faith lives on as an inspiration to many who face difficult times. Certainly, here is the detailed and coherent response based on your instructions. Michael Landon was a well-known actor and producer who left a lasting impact on television. In 1982, during an interview on the 700 Club, he shared a powerful story about a moment in his life when he made a special promise to God. He talked about the difficult time he faced when Cheryl was very ill, and he believed she could fight for her life. Landon explained that he prayed with great faith and trust, asking God to help Cheryl get better. Fortunately, God listened to his prayer, and Cheryl's health improved. This experience deepened Landon's faith and commitment to keeping his promise to God. He vowed to do something special to honor that prayer. As a result, Landon became very involved in creating a new project. He took on the roles of executive producer, director, and lead actor for a pilot movie based on the Laura Ingalls Wilder series of books. This pilot movie was a huge success, capturing the hearts of viewers everywhere. Its popularity led to approval for a full series called Little House on the Prairie. The show premiered on NBC in September 1974 and quickly became beloved by families across the country. Landon's dedication and faith played a big part in this achievement, showing how his beliefs inspired his work and motivated him to create a series that would bring hope and comfort to many. From that moment on, Landon's life was marked by his strong commitment to his faith and his desire to tell stories that touch people's lives. This story of his promise to God remains a reminder of how faith can guide us through difficult times and lead to great accomplishments. After spending many years working together on the television series Little House on the Prairie, Michael Landon and Melissa Gilbert developed a relationship that went far beyond their on-screen roles. While Gilbert played Landon's daughter in the show, their connection off the set grew into a genuine bond that lasted for many years. Melissa Gilbert admired Landon not only for his talent as an actor and director, but also for his kindness and understanding. Her feelings for him became deeper when Landon assumed a fatherly role in her life, especially after her own father died in 1976. That tragic event brought their families closer and created a sense of unity between them. Gilbert saw Landon as someone she could trust and rely on, and her love for him grew because of the support he offered during difficult times. Their relationship was built on mutual respect and care, shaped by shared experiences both on and off the screen. Over the years, their connection showed how meaningful bonds can form in the midst of work and tragedy, and their friendship remained strong because of the compassion and warmth Landon showed during those challenging moments. Many years ago, Michael Landon formed a strong bond with Gilbert and her family. Together, they shared many happy moments, such as going on vacations and celebrating New Year's Eve with laughter and joy. These times showed how close they truly were, and their friendship seemed unbreakable at first. They enjoyed each other's company, and Landon's warmth and kindness made a lasting impression on Gilbert and her loved ones. However, this wonderful bond faced a sudden and painful end when a secret was revealed. It came to light that Landon had been having affairs with Cindy Clerico, a revelation that deeply hurt Gilbert and others around him. This news shattered the trust and respect they had for him. Gilbert found herself struggling to reconcile her devotion to Landon with this new information. Her feelings became complicated as she tried to understand how someone she admired and looked up to could hide such things. The disappointment changed how she saw Landon, especially because she thought of him as more than a friend. She believed he was a mentor, and almost like a father figure, someone who was honest and caring. When she learned about his affairs, her perception of him as a family-oriented person, much like the characters he played on screen, was shattered. It was a painful moment that affected her deeply, and it made her question everything she once believed about him. Their close bond, built on shared moments of happiness and mutual respect, was forever changed by this painful revelation. Gilbert found it difficult to reconcile the image of Michael Landon as a flawed human being, especially when his actions seemed to contradict the ideals she had embraced following a strained relationship. Despite their complicated history, she maintained a professional and cautious relationship with him throughout the remainder of Little House on the Prairie. Both Gilbert and Landon went through a period of disaffection, during which their interactions were marked by politeness but remained distant. This tension led to Gilbert cutting Landon out of her life for several years. During this time, she refrained from speaking to him at all. It wasn't until 1990, at the wedding of Leslie Landon's daughter, that they reconnected. This reunion marked the end of their years of estrangement, as they slowly rebuilt a bridge between them, acknowledging the past without forgetting it. After their fallout, Michael Landon and Gilbert experienced a significant strain on their relationship, which affected how they communicated both on and off the screen. This change was visible in their interactions, reflecting the tension caused by their disagreements. Despite this difficult period, Gilbert later remembered Landon with warmth and fondness. She spoke highly of his talent, describing him as an extremely talented actor who brought authenticity and depth to his roles. She also highlighted his compassionate nature, emphasizing how he showed kindness and understanding to those around him. Her memories of Landon's legacy are filled with gratitude for the positive influence he had on her life. Gilbert's recollections reveal that their relationship was an example of how people can impact each other deeply, especially during both successful and challenging times. Their bond, founded on love and trust, demonstrated that even when conflicts arise, the connection they shared could leave a lasting mark. Their story shows that reconciliation and understanding are possible, and that the true strength of a relationship often lies in the care and respect that remain despite difficulties. Landon's influence and their shared history continue to resonate, illustrating how genuine relationships can survive hardships and grow stronger through mutual respect and affection. After a joyful skiing vacation in Utah, Michael Landon's life changed drastically when he experienced a severe headache. At first, he thought it was just a migraine, but he decided to see a doctor to be safe. 3 days later, a series of tests revealed that he had a very serious illness. The diagnosis was pancreatic cancer, specifically a type called exocrine adenocarcinoma. This form of cancer is known for being very aggressive and difficult to treat. Medical experts explained that the cancer was spreading quickly and was affecting the tissues and blood vessels around his pancreas. Because of the nature of this cancer, it was considered inoperable and terminal. The news shocked Landon and his family and marked a significant turning point in his life. The diagnosis meant that his illness was very advanced, and according to doctors, he had a low chance of recovery. Despite this, Landon faced his illness with courage, knowing that this disease was very serious and that help options were limited. The diagnosis of pancreatic cancer is often a difficult moment, because it is usually found late when it has already spread significantly. For Landon, hearing that his cancer was both inoperable and terminal was devastating, yet it also marked his awareness of the seriousness of his health condition. From that point on, he focused on spending time with loved ones and facing each day with strength. The diagnosis changed everything and continues to be a powerful story of endurance. Michael Landon, the beloved actor known for his roles in shows like Little House on the Prairie and Highway to Heaven, had a complicated relationship with his health. Despite his fame and the love of his fans, Landon admitted that he struggled with certain habits that ultimately took a toll on his well-being. He was open about the fact that his addiction to smoking and drinking contributed to his declining health. Landon, having witnessed the painful death of his dear friend Victor French from lung cancer, understood the dangers of smoking all too well. French's battle with the disease deeply affected Landon, and he even made attempts to quit smoking and drinking in an effort to avoid suffering the same fate. However, despite his awareness of the risks and the impact that smoking and drinking had on his health, Landon's efforts to quit proved to be futile. His addiction was deeply ingrained, and the temptation was difficult for him to overcome. Tragically, his health deteriorated, and Landon was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. This diagnosis came as a shock, as Landon had always been a vibrant and energetic figure, admired for his work in Hollywood. It became clear that his bad habits had played a significant role in the development of his illness, and his battle with cancer became a painful reminder of the consequences of those choices. Landon passed away from the disease at the age of 54, leaving behind a legacy of memorable roles and a reminder of the dangers of smoking and excessive drinking. His life serves as a cautionary tale for many, a reminder that no matter how much we may try to change, some habits can have long-lasting consequences. Despite the severity of his illness, Michael Landon faced his cancer diagnosis with remarkable resilience and strength. In one of his interviews, he openly shared his determination to stay positive and not let fear or despair take over his mindset. He understood that he had a choice between two outcomes, victory or defeat, and he was committed to fighting for the victory with all his heart. Landon decided to pursue aggressive treatment options, knowing that he needed to do everything possible to extend his life and beat the disease. He underwent chemotherapy, a treatment that uses powerful drugs to kill cancer cells throughout his body, and radiotherapy, which uses high-energy rays to target and destroy cancerous tissue. Despite his relentless efforts and unwavering resolve, the cancer continued to worsen, progressing rapidly even with the aggressive treatments. Landon showed no signs of giving up and faced each challenge with courage, understanding the importance of his fight not only for himself, but also as an inspiration to others. His attitude reflected a deep desire to control his destiny and to meet his illness with a brave heart. He kept fighting, hoping for a miracle, even as the disease advanced. Throughout his battle, he maintained that mental strength, hope, and a determined spirit were vital components in facing such a tough reality. His journey illustrates the powerful human will to confront challenges head-on, and the importance of steadfastness in times of great difficulty. As Michael Landon's health worsened due to the advancement of his cancer, he faced severe physical decline marked by significant weight loss and deep weakness, symptoms commonly associated with pancreatic cancer. Despite these difficult symptoms, Landon remained dedicated to his family, finding strength in their support and love. Throughout his treatments, which included a series of medical procedures and therapies, he continued to show resilience and unwavering support for his loved ones. He prioritized spending as much quality time as possible with his family, cherishing each moment they shared. During this time, Landon and his family explored different treatment options, always hoping for a cure and better health. Even in the face of tough challenges and uncertain outcomes, he refused to give in to despair. Instead, he channeled his energy into maintaining hope and positivity, relying on the support and comfort provided by his family to help him through the most difficult moments. His dedication to his loved ones remained strong as he faced the harsh realities of his illness, inspiring those around him with his courage and unwavering spirit. Landon's situation highlighted the importance of family support during times of serious illness, showing how love and companionship can provide strength and comfort when facing life's toughest battles. Initially, people admired Michael Landon for his resilience during difficult times, often attributing his strength to his unwavering faith in God and the constant support of his family. They believed that his firm belief in a higher power gave him a sense of calm and acceptance, helping him face challenges with courage. Landon often spoke about his religious beliefs, showing how they provided comfort in moments of distress. His faith was a core part of his life, and many saw it as the reason he could remain positive even during tough times. When he was diagnosed with cancer, Landon did not hide his struggles. Instead, he openly talked about how his faith helped him cope with the illness. In interviews and public appearances, he conveyed that he trusted God's plan for him and found strength through prayer and his belief that a higher power controlled his destiny. On May 9th, Johnny Carson interviewed Landon on The Tonight Show, and during the conversation, Landon shared how his disease affected his daily routines. Despite the pain and the stress, he maintained a calm attitude and showed no signs of despair. His openness about his faith and his calm acceptance inspired many, demonstrating how deep spiritual belief can help someone endure life's toughest challenges. People continue to remember Landon not only for his acting, but also for his resilience, which many believe was rooted in his strong faith and the loving support of his family. His story remains a testament to how faith and hope can guide people through their hardest moments. Because of the intense media attention surrounding Michael Landon, he openly condemned the tabloid press for their sensational headlines and false stories about him and his family. Many of these stories were not true and caused unnecessary distress. One false story claimed that he and his wife were trying to conceive another child, a story that he knew was not based on facts, and he felt it was harmful to his privacy and his family's well-being. He was frustrated by how the tabloids would spread rumors, often without any proof, just to sell more newspapers. Despite the unfair treatment from some media outlets, Landon remained a caring and determined person. When he faced a serious illness, he made a strong promise to fight the deadly disease instead of losing hope. He wanted to be a good example and a source of inspiration for his fans. He also urged his supporters and the public to pray for his quick recovery. His strength and resilience during these difficult times showed his courage and positive attitude, and he continued to handle the pressure with dignity. Landon's stance against the tabloid press and his fight against his illness reflect his honesty, bravery, and deep humanity. His fight for privacy and health earned him respect and admiration from many, and he remained committed to his values in the face of adversity. After giving a private interview in June that was featured on the cover of Life magazine, Michael Landon openly discussed his life, his family, and the deep struggle he faced to stay alive. In that interview, he shared personal thoughts and feelings, revealing how much his family meant to him and how difficult his health battles had become. Just 12 days after this interview, Landon faced a serious health crisis when he needed surgery for a near-fatal blood clot in his left leg. The blood clot was extremely dangerous and posed a serious threat to his life, but thankfully the surgery was successful. This health scare and the subsequent surgery showed how fragile his condition had become and how important it was for him to focus on his recovery. Despite his health challenges, Landon continued to speak openly about his experiences, giving hope and encouragement to others facing similar struggles. His honesty and bravery in facing these health issues made a lasting impression on his fans and the public, showing the strength of his character even in difficult times. His journey through illness and recovery highlighted his resilience and dedication to living a meaningful life. Despite his fame and busy life, Michael Landon faced personal struggles during his final days. As he battled illness, he started to realize that miscommunication may have played a significant role in the missed opportunities to connect with his children. In his last weeks, Landon longed to spend meaningful time with all of his children, but found himself limited by misunderstandings and broken lines of communication. Cheryl Landon, his daughter, later reflected deeply on these moments in her book, I Promised My Dad, where she expressed her heartfelt regret. She explained how a misunderstanding prevented her and her siblings from having quality time with their father during his final days. Although Cindy Clerico, Landon's partner, had assured the children that arrangements had been made for visitation, the truth only came to light too late. This realization left Cheryl overwhelmed with bitterness and anguish because she believed that better communication could have allowed her to say goodbye properly. Landon's illness and the surrounding misunderstandings highlighted how fragile relationships can become when communication breaks down, especially during such a critical time. These regrets haunted Cheryl, and likely others close to Landon, emphasizing how important honest and open dialogue is in preserving family bonds during difficult moments. The story of Michael Landon underscores the importance of clear communication and the pain that can result when it is lacking, especially in times of crisis. After a remarkable career in television and film, Michael Landon passed away on July 1, 1991, in Malibu, California, at the age of 54. His death occurred with his wife by his bedside, bringing an end to a life that touched many lives through his work and kindness. The news of his passing sent shock waves through the entertainment industry and deeply saddened countless fans who admired him for his talent and warmth. Despite his fearless attitude towards death, Landon's departure created an irreplaceable void in the hearts of those who loved him and looked up to him. His legacy extended beyond his acting. He was known for his compassion, strength, and the positive influence he had on others. The impact of his life was recognized not just by fans, but also by prominent figures such as Ronald Reagan, the former President of the United States. Reagan took time to pay tribute to Landon, highlighting the significance of his contributions and the lasting effect he had on American culture. Landon's courageous battle with cancer resonated deeply with the public, inspiring many with his resilience and perseverance. His formidable spirit and kindness left an indelible mark on the nation, ensuring his memory would endure in the hearts of millions. Through his work and character, Michael Landon became a symbol of hope and strength, and his legacy continues to influence generations. His life story remains a testament to the power of kindness, determination, and the enduring influence an individual can have. After Michael Landon's passing, his funeral drew a large crowd of over 500 mourners, showing how much he meant to many people. Former President Ronald Reagan and his wife Nancy attended the service held at noon at Hillside Memorial Park and Mortuary in Los Angeles. Reagan personally wrote a touching tribute to Landon, emphasizing his significance and the deep respect he earned in his lifetime. Melissa was also present at the funeral, her heart full of sadness, yet willing to speak about how Landon's presence had profoundly touched her life, and many others. She described him as a very special, kind, and fundamentally good person, someone you always knew where you stood with. Gilbert, another mourner, reflected that in the years after Landon's death, his memory continued to live on in the minds of many who admired him for his contributions to American television. During his final days, Landon approached death with a sense of fulfillment, feeling that he had lived a life worthwhile and impactful. His legacy was built on his work in TV, his kindness, and the way he touched the lives of those around him. His passing left a void, but for many, his spirit remained alive through the stories told and memories cherished. Landon's life was seen as one well spent, leaving behind a trail of inspiration and love that continued to inspire others long after he was gone. After the news of Michael Landon's death was announced in a press conference held at his home, according to People magazine, his family experienced a profound sense of loss and grief. Cindy, Landon's wife, reflected on the final moments before his passing and the deep impact his death had on their children. Although their children were still very young at that time, the emotional toll was evident. Their youngest son, Sean, in particular, often asked his mother why Daddy wouldn't come back, showing the innocence and confusion of a child facing such a tragedy. This period was extremely difficult for the entire family, as they struggled to cope with the void left by Landon's absence. Cindy, determined to find some peace amidst the chaos, turned to the gym as a way to keep her mind occupied and to gather strength to support her children through their pain. The loss of Michael Landon left a lasting impact on his family, shaping their lives in ways that would be felt for years to come. Despite their grief, they tried to find moments of solace and resilience, holding on to memories and trying to adjust to life without him. Despite his reputation as a dedicated actor and director, Michael Landon also amassed a significant amount of wealth through his successful career in Hollywood. Throughout his years on screen and behind the camera, Landon earned a large income from his many roles in television shows and movies, as well as from his work as a writer and producer. His talent and hard work helped him build an impressive fortune that he took great responsibility for, especially as he played the role of a loving father and caring son. Landon was known for being a devoted family man, always making sure his mother and sister were taken care of, even as he became wealthy. When Landon's health rapidly declined in his later years, he was in the process of settling his estate. He left his estate to his family, primarily to his wife and children. The exact amount of his fortune was not publicly disclosed, but it was enough to provide for his family's future. Over the decades, Landon's wealth had grown considerably, and he worked hard to ensure his loved ones would be secure after his passing. His estate planning was a priority during his lifetime as he navigated his health issues and prepared for what was to come. Landon's legacy was not only in his acting and directing, but also in the wealth he accumulated and ensured was passed on to those he loved. Although Michael Landon was a well-known actor, he was also a family-oriented man who cared deeply about his children. When it came to dividing his wealth, he wanted to do so fairly and evenly among his 9 children. Unfortunately, Landon was diagnosed with a serious illness, and he knew he did not have much time left. Yet, he managed to prepare his finances so that his children would be taken care of after he was gone. According to People magazine, Landon arranged to leave each of his children between $8 million and $10 million. His goal was to prevent any fighting or disagreements among the children over his estate. To make this clear, he recorded a tape where he explained that anyone who challenged his will would lose their inheritance. Landon wanted to ensure that his children respected his decisions and understood his wishes even after his passing. His widow, Cindy, spoke about his careful planning and how he wanted to protect his family from disputes. Because of his quick illness and death, Landon was only able to make these arrangements in a short time, but he took every step to ensure fairness, love, and harmony among his children after he was gone. Because of his commitment to family, Michael Landon considered his adopted children just as important as his biological ones. Despite being married 3 times and having a total of 9 children, he embraced every child with love and care. Landon did not see any of his children as different or less than his biological children. Instead, he believed in the bonds of family that went beyond biology. In 1991, People's magazine quoted him saying that his adopted sons were not just adopted sons, but simply sons. He made it clear that he would be their father until the end of his life, or theirs. Landon's deep feeling of responsibility and love for his children showed in his words and actions. His attitude reflected his belief that love and commitment are what really make a family strong. Even though he was not their biological father, he considered his adopted children as his own, showing that family is about caring deeply for each other. Landon's story teaches that love and kindness can create a family that lasts forever, and that every child deserves to be cherished equally. His dedication to his children and his belief in the importance of family remain a powerful example for many. Following the death of Michael Landon, Jason Smith, who claimed to be Landon's son, emerged and made his presence known. Landon, known for his strong pride in his children, often publicly expressed his love and affection for them. After his divorce in 1962, he did not hide his feelings and was open about his pride in his family's achievements and his role as a father. Before Landon's fame grew, his first wife, Dottie Frazier, had already given up a 3rd adopted son, which adds context to Landon's complex family history. When Jason Smith came forward after Michael Landon's passing, his family did not acknowledge him. They believed he only revealed himself because of the inheritance he thought he might receive. However, Smith denied having such motives and insisted his reasons were different. Many wondered why Landon, who was generally seen as a caring person, died suddenly, leaving his fans and family in shock. Regarding Jason Smith's decision to come forward only after Landon's death, some speculate that he might have felt more comfortable revealing his connection once Landon was no longer alive, possibly to avoid conflict or due to difficulties faced earlier. Others think that the timing might have been influenced by the estate or other factors, but Smith maintains his motives were sincere. The story of Landon's family touches on complicated feelings, long-standing controversies, and questions about loyalty and truth. As fans and observers reflect on Landon's legacy, the questions about his family and the reasons behind Smith's timing continue to be discussed and